Good morning and welcome to sunny Annapolis and the Prusmack Rugby Complex. We're here for the doubleheader season opener between the Navy women, the midshipmen, and Dartmouth's Big Green coming down the National Rugby Association champion runner-up Dartmouth coming in for the first ever match between Dartmouth and Navy. Both teams out on the field right now going through the starting lineups. On the field for Navy at prop, loosehead prop, Giada McNamara. Number 2, hooker, Kelsey McKnight. Captain, number 3, tight head prop, Ashley Spencer. Coming in at lock, number 4, Kira Cole. 5, Captain Ella Callahan. 6, Megan Finnerty. 7, Erica Spencer. 8, Biggie Ka. 9, Mia Young. 10, Megan Lights. 11, Alexis Rohrbach. 12, Caroline Chagog. 13, Laura Olmsted. 14, Lishi O'Hara. And fullback, Kendall Weingard. For Dartmouth at number 1, we have Moody. 2, Hansen. 3, LeBeau. 4, Duncan. 5, Taulava. 6, Lyman. 7, Almeida. 8, Walker. 9, Lomu. 10, Pelotu. 11, Lambert. 12, Futso. 13, Larkin. 14, Turagaivoa. And 15, Heinrich. Decent forecast for today. It's supposed to be a little bit of rain. Right now we got nice and sunny, a little bit of overcast. Pretty breezy. You can see the trees shaking on the opposite side. Navy women coming off a big victory last week, their first victory against Queen's University as Charlotte. Ladies were on the road. 58-7 was the score for that one to open up the NYRA season for them. Dartmouth Big Green coming in off of a victory last week as well. They had a home opener versus Quinnipiac University. They won that one 52-0. So both squads coming in with a little bit of confidence. Dartmouth has to be considered the favorite in this match. Last 2 seasons they've been NCAA runners-up. 3 seasons ago winning the NCAA championship, the NYRA championship. Looking for a great match here this morning. Rugby Palooza here at the Prusmack in Annapolis. Navy men JV side going on. Malik Field across the street. Dartmouth in their white kit with a green stripe. Navy in their gold kit. Maybe starting with the wind at their backs a little bit. Dartmouth going into the wind for the first half. Sarah Weiner, the ref in the middle for the match today. Both teams set and ready to go. Full stands here at the complex. Great crowd here today, eager to see a full slate of games. Ref blows the whistle, and we are underway. Deep kick inside the 22, Rohrbach's back. She takes it into contact. Ka with the carry. Nice strong carry, she goes through. Navy able to hold on to possession. Young boots it in the middle of the field, finds some green, pops up. Caught well by Dartmouth. Stutter step out to the outside. O'Hara on the tackle. Navy comes off the line. Flat pass by Dartmouth. They get it out wide. Nice offload by Dartmouth there. They come back to the open side. Short tip pass. Navy defensively folding. Dartmouth comes back to the open side. Sharp pass. There's an overlap here. That's knocked on. And we'll have our first scrum of the day. Navy's defense stepping up, bending, but not quite breaking there. Dartmouth able to hold on to possession until that knock on there. Dartmouth really good at offloading in contact to trying to keep that ball alive. Navy being active on defense, looking to make sure they're matching up with their opposite numbers. Crouch bind set the call. Young with the put in. Navy gets pushed back, Ka's off the back. She gets wide. Good run by Ka. Nice tackle by the flanker for Dartmouth. That ball squirks out, but playing the ball on the ground is a call by the ref. Navy gains their penalty. That kick stays in. There's a little bit of confusion. That bounces forward. Navy gets lucky on that penalty. Confusion in the backfield for Dartmouth. They knock it on trying to catch that ball. Navy just needs to settle down a little bit, make sure that kick goes to touch. Nice hit from the scrum there. That comes across. That ball comes across. Navy loses it. And there's a big hole. Comes back inside to the 9. She loses it forward. Navy gets lucky with that mistake. Spencer comes forward. Comes across. Ella Callahan. Ka in support. Shigog does a great job holding on to that ball as she gets pushed backwards. Callahan. That ball comes out. That's a great poach. Navy penalized for not holding on to their feet. Didn't see a tap there. Expects Dartmouth to do these tap and goes and up the tempo significantly. That ball comes loose. And that's a great offload right there. Caitlin Walker in the corner. And looks like it'll be a try to Dartmouth. Almost a try-saving tackle by Kendall Weingard. Dartmouth able to touch that ball down in the corner. Just good offloads by Dartmouth there. That all started with the big push in the scrum by Dartmouth. Navy gets caught off. They're slow getting off the scrum. And the Dartmouth 8, she kind of started that move with a pick off the back, and then she finished that move as well. Walker, the captain for Dartmouth, leading from the front there. Kick is up, and it's good. Henrik with the conversion. In the 5th minute, Dartmouth 7, Navy 0. Really shows how Navy needs to keep their concentration high. Just a little bit of a lapse, a little bit of a slip there. And Dartmouth able to take advantage. Let's see how Navy recovers. Good job by Dartmouth there with those offloads. You can see how they love to keep that ball alive. They don't want to leave it into contact. That bounces once, twice. Ref call, blows the whistle early. That kickoff did not go 10, so it'll be a scrum center to Dartmouth. Navy really got to be careful of stacking up those mistakes. Just got to forget about what happened a second ago and make sure you're paying attention to what's happening next. Let's see how Navy's defense recovers. Dartmouth with a put in. Stable platform, that comes off. That goes backwards. Tipped out wide. That goes forward, but that's dropped. Rohrbach tries with the counter ruck. And that dribbles out of bounds. That weak side was open, not a lot of space. Dartmouth will look to take advantage of it. First line out of the match, right at midfield. Kelsey McKnight with a throw in. Navy looking to maul. They're pushing it forward. That ball comes out. That comes back inside. Olmstead gets a little space to carry. She gets some good go forward. Comes out. Shagog. Good job by Finnerty there, keeping that ball alive. Navy slowly advancing, settling into their attack. Cole. Navy penalized for not rolling away. Looked like Dartmouth did not completely roll away there, or I should say Navy penalized for holding on. It comes back inside. Cole with the tackle. Some of that ball comes forward. Dartmouth stays in possession. Comes out to the right. That goes wide. There's acres of space out there. It bounces over her head. Navy really lucky there. The overload was on. Navy got caught really narrow. Dartmouth sees the space. They kick it wide, but that ball just bounces over the winger's head and goes into touch. It'll be a Navy lineout. Navy with a line out. Pops it back. Young. Rohrbach. Good exit there. And that line out started right on the 22 and goes straight out. Dartmouth looking to play quickly. They get that ball back in. They come back inside, and there's another overload over there. Looked a little bit forward from this angle, but got to keep on playing. Navy a little bit out of sorts on defense. They got to settle down. Comes out. Advantage to Dartmouth. Called ball comes out again. Dartmouth with a little go forward. Dartmouth keeping it in relatively close. They look to spin it out to the backs. Nice, good pass. Good tackle there by Spencer. Ref blows it up for the penalty. Offsides against Navy. The majority of the possession happening in the Navy's half. They need to get a little relief here. Navy quick off the line. Dartmouth still driving forward. The ball comes out, spun wide. There's acres of space out there again. And Dartmouth scores. Quick strikes, 2 quick strikes by Dartmouth. And they put it in. In the 31st minute. Dartmouth 12. Navy 0 with a conversion to come. Dartmouth doing a good job at just being relentless with the pressure. Navy just not able to catch a break. They get an exit. They kind of take a deep breath, and Dartmouth goes with a quick restart and just kind of takes advantage of Navy trying to get back in position. Conversion is no good. Score stays 12-0 in the 29th minute. Navy huddles up in the try zone, look to regather themselves. See what they can do on this restart. Young boots it deep. That hits the ground and goes back. Good deep kick by Young. Let's see what Navy's kick chase can do. A little bit of an up and under. Kaz underneath it. She carries that ball. Not who Dartmouth wants to see with their strong carrier. Comes out. Light steps inside, then tries to dart outside. Navy's deepest possession in the match. Ka taps. And that's the knock on. Some of those passes just going a little bit high and not to hands. Navy looking to be adventurous, just execution not quite there with those passes, just a little bit high. Dartmouth doing a great job with their pressure D coming up off the line and getting right in Navy's face. You can see the shooters really going through and trying to catch some of those passes. They're high enough, and you've seen a few where Dartmouth jumps up and tries to get that ball in hand. Both packs relatively evenly sized so far, but Dartmouth with the advantage. And again, Dartmouth has the overload. Good tackle by Rohrbach. Lights tries to go for the counter ruck. Maybe looking to set up on D. You can see just how wide Dartmouth sets up on offense. Navy just not folding up wide enough. Navy just getting a little bit sucked inside. And another offload back inside. Weingard back on fullback. And Dartmouth just brings it all the way across the field. Their flanker brings it from one side all the way to the other. You can just see from our vantage point here, a little bit of the defensive gaps. Dartmouth doing a great job of taking the ball into contact, soaking in the defenders, and then getting the ball out wide quickly. Navy defense just not able to fold and push out wide. They're getting up on their feet, but they're staying really close to the ruck. They need to pick their heads up, look out wide, and start pushing those defenders over. That first pass from Dartmouth going about 5 to 10 meters wide and just skipping about 4 of those Navy defenders. That conversion sails through. Dartmouth 19, Navy 0. Not the start Navy was looking for, especially coming off that big win versus Queens. They're looking to regroup here, really settle down, taking their time behind the posts, looking to regather. Young steps up for the drop kick again. Another kick deep that goes over the head of Dartmouth's inside center. That ball comes up. Navy's pressure comes up. Spencer for the counter ruck. That ball's free. Ka has it in hand. She gets it offload to Shagog. Navy with possession. Callahan. Double tackle on Callahan. Navy's support is there. Navy giving it the advantage. Probably offsides, I have to imagine. That ball comes wide to Olmsted. She has a little bit of space. Young jogging over to try to get support. McKnight. McNamara, a little bit of a forward pass. They come back to Navy's advantage. Offsides the call from the ref. Lights kicking for touch. Good touch finder. They'll have a nice attacking platform about 10 meters out from the tri-zone. Navy in their most advanced position of the day so far. See what they can do with their line out here. Navy loses that one and bounces backwards. High tackle, or excuse me, good tackle by Finnerty there, but Navy on defense, trying to keep the pressure up. Dartmouth trying to get some space. Navy penalized. That's an easy let off for Dartmouth. Navy just got to be careful there. Penalty called coming off the feet in the ruck. Navy looking for the counter ruck. And that's about the best kick you can expect from that position. That ball hits the line, and it'll be a line out to Dartmouth. Navy just not able to take advantage on that line out. Dartmouth with a line out. Navy doesn't contest, and they get fortunate. That's called not straight. Navy didn't really go up and contest. They got really lucky there. I'm not sure. So ref actually resetting the line out. So that line out not called, not straight. That comes up. Navy doesn't contest it. Ball's not straight. Dartmouth forms the maul. Navy's got a reset on defense. And ref penalizes the maul for obstruction. Maul's one of the trickiest plays to go with. Good job by Young. Trying to keep that ball going and use the tempo, use some of Dartmouth's momentum plays against them. Spencer dives through. Ka in support. Not rolling away. Dartmouth slowing it down. Oh, I'd love to see Young just take that tap and go and get that going. Instead, she decides to go for another line out. Get a little bit of better positioning there. Dartmouth with the advantage, and again, line out that doesn't go to hands. That ball gets spun out wide. That gets tapped. A little bit of knock forward. I think they're going to come back and call 2 knocks in a row. Let's see who this scrum is called for. Yeah, so that's what I thought. Navy called for the first knock on. Dartmouth with a second, so it'll be a scrum down to Dartmouth. Red zone efficiency just not quite there for Navy. They've now had 2 trips inside of Dartmouth's 22, just not able to take advantage of it. Dartmouth, on the other hand, 3 or 4 trips, 3 scores. Maybe just need to settle down. We reached the 20th minute mark. Heading into a hydration break. Coach McCarthy, Coach Palamo really getting out there trying to settle the ladies down. Get them to take a deep breath. Great crowd in the stands here tonight. A lot of fans. Amazing, busy weekend here in Annapolis. Full day of rugby here at the Prusmack Rugby Complex. Navy women playing against Dartmouth right now. Navy men JV playing on Malik 2, right across the way. Navy men will be in action at 1 p.m. this afternoon, playing against Queen's University of Charlotte men. Some more JV games. Royal Navy is back in town playing the All-Marine squad at 3 p.m. this afternoon. And, of course, over at Navy Marine Corps Stadium, Navy football in action against UAB. Shout out to the class of 2000. We got a 25th reunion happening, our 25th reunion, class of the century. Murph McCarthy and myself, proud members of the class of 2000, a number of Navy women's rugby class of 2000 members in the crowd. Hall of Famer Kim Kesselman, board member Shannon Kelly, another Hall of Famer Lindsey Hawkins, Beth Simons, Greta Spitz-Densham, also in the crowd. Love seeing the ladies come out and the alumni back in town. Supporting the women, Navy women in their 30th anniversary year this year. Team founded in 1995, in the fall of 1995. Really excited to celebrate the legacy of Navy women's rugby. Navy Rugby Alumni Association With You dinner happening October 3rd. That's Alumni Weekend, October 3rd and 4th. Crowd calling for a big Navy scrum on the defense. Steady scrum, just what Dartmouth wants. They want a steady platform. Decent tackle attempt there. Finnerty tries for the counter ruck attempt. That ball comes wide, and that's knocked forward. Olmsted with a catch. Young, lights, Ka. She gets through one. Good shoestring tackle. She's upended. Navy able to maintain possession. Scoop, McKnight, Spencer. Good support by McKnight. Navy coming wide. That goes not quite backwards, but they're coming back for the knock-on. Dartmouth with a player down. They're starting fullback Henrik being attended to. Navy defense does a decent job there getting off the line and applying some pressure. Dartmouth with a rare mistake in the knock-on inside their own 22. It'll be a scrum down to Navy. Incredibly busy weekend for the class of 2000. Everyone coming back in town for the No-Host Social on Thursday. Great seeing a bunch of our classmates, old friends, rekindling previous relationships. Friday night with a big reception. Everyone heading over for the tailgate. Shout out to the Pat McGee Band for playing for us last night and today out at the stadium. Looking to have a whole lot to celebrate with rugby here and football this afternoon. Navy crowd, energetic and active, supporting their squad, cheering the ladies on. Crouch bind set the call. That ball's put in. Navy push back. Let's see if they can maintain possession. That ball comes out. Ball comes out, Navy with possession, lights. Shagog, Rohrbach, gets a little go forward. Crossfield kick by Lights. There's no one back on defense. It goes back, will it go into touch? It stays dead in the try zone. And looks like that'll be a goal line drop. Dartmouth player being a little cheeky there, not really touching the ball down, just picking it up. Navy's got to stay on top of it. Come up there. I didn't see the ball touch down, but everyone walking around like they saw it touched. Dartmouth player finally touches the ball down, and it'll be a goal line drop. And that's straight out of bounds, so that should be a 5-meter scrum to Navy. That was a goal line drop, and that goal line drop goes straight out. Not sure why that's not pulled back, but Navy gates it. Ball don't lie, right? Comes back inside. Navy with that little drift across switch move, just not fooling anyone for Dartmouth. Comes back to this side. Ka tries to get through two. She does make some space. Lights. Callahan steps inside. That comes out. Young able to maintain possession of it. Shagog, Weingard. Support just not there. Good job cleaning that ruck off, though. Lights sees that support, or sees that rush line, goes to fake it. McKnight. Good job by Olmsted. That comes back, a little bobble, goes backwards. Looks like Dartmouth had to make a sub. That gets knocked on. Lights. And she's in. Try awarded, knock on. We'll see what the ref has to play. Oh, looks like the ref blew the whistle early. Doesn't give Navy the knock on advantage. Unfortunate mistake. There, it'll be a knock on to Navy. Scrum down to Navy. Scrum to Navy. Really unlucky, though. Navy looking to really kind of change the momentum. Young does a great job picking up that ball and going in. But you could see the players just kind of stop playing right there on Dartmouth's side. So a little unlucky there. Navy just got to reset, got to get their heads back in the game here. "25 minutes into the match. Navy scrum still getting pushed back. Kaz off. She stiff arms one, offloads it. It goes backwards. Shagog, weak side. Hard to tell who that was on the pick and go. Maybe McKnight. No, not McKnight. Out to Lights. Weingard. That ball comes loose. Dartmouth penalized for playing the ball on the ground. Navy penalty. Love to see Young, the scrum half, being aggressive. Fantastic job for her. That ball goes out of bounds, and that's a line out right on the 5 meter for Navy. Navy with some problems on their line out with their execution inside that offensive quarter. So let's see what Navy does on this one. Huge opportunity, really looking to get some of that momentum turned here. Do something on this line out. McKnight setting it up. Able to gain Kai able to gain possession of it. Young comes back inside. She keeps those legs moving. Again, they're penalized. Dartmouth penalized. Let's see what Navy looks to do here. Dartmouth penalized either for not rolling away, coming in from the side. Not sure exactly what the call is. Okay, there we go. Not rolling away the call from Navy, or not rolling away from Dartmouth. Held up the call. Just a little bit over-eager there by Navy's offense. It just got to settle down. Kyle looks like she picked up a knock on that one. Navy asking for the sub. Megan Alvarez, number 20, comes on for Navy. Ka coming off. Nice strong carries by Biggie. Off the leg. Weingard takes it into contact. She keeps those legs moving. She goes down. Navy able to recycle that ball. Lights. Cole. A little bit of off the ball play. The shoulder barge there. Not seen, not releasing the call. A sloppy play that comes back and forth. That comes backwards. That's knocked. Thrown backwards again. That comes forward a little bit. And there's the knock-on call. Just a lot of sloppy play. A little bit of volleyball happening on both sides. I'm trying to catch my breath over here. Scrum to Navy right outside the 22. Just over 11 minutes left in the first half. Navy down 19-0. Best opportunities in the first half here for Navy, but just not able to capitalize. Dartmouth, to their credit, able to keep Navy at bay. That ball squirts out. Comes out to Lights. Shagog. And that's play on by the ref. Finnerty. Roarback. Knocked backwards, kicked around. Not sure what's happening over there. Somehow Spencer gets her hands on the ball, and she touches it down. Try Navy, Erica Spencer. Navy with points on the board after incredibly broken series of phases of play. Personally, I thought I saw a few knock-ons happen in that lead-up and maybe a forward pass, but play on, no whistle by the ref. Good job by the Navy women continuing to play through. Erica Spencer, younger sister of Captain Ashley Spencer. Erica, one of the sophomores, the youngsters on the team. Megan Alvarez stepping up for the conversion. Alvarez dialed in right off the bench. That conversion is good. And in the 31st minute, Navy 7, Dartmouth 19. Dartmouth with the first points scored against them this season. Let's see how both teams respond. Does Dartmouth get settled back into the game? Can Navy use this as a change of momentum? That kick goes deep. It bounces up. Kira Cole catches it. Navy able to maintain possession after a little bit of a dicey 2 minutes. Alvarez. She puts it on the ground and picks it up and keeps on going. Smart play by her. Hard runner, Megan Alvarez. Sideways boot that hits the ground and goes out of bounds. That'll be a line out to Dartmouth. Navy crowd touches the ball. No quick line out opportunity by Dartmouth there. Navy able to relieve some of the pressure, but they've still got to step up defensively. Dartmouth in the go parts of the field have definitely been able to go. Navy getting sucked in a little bit on defense. They're really going to have to work to stay wide. Dartmouth with some fantastic ball carriers. And they also do a really good job of both offloading and contact and getting that ball recycled quickly. That ball goes up. Navy not contesting. Ref calls not straight. Fortunate break for Navy. Navy's line out. Kira Cole with a fantastic reach across grab there. Navy forms the maul. They start pushing. Navy's got the train. They lose their feet a little bit, going a little bit too fast. And Young just loses that ball forward. Navy with a little bit unexpected about how they were able to advance that ball and just not able to hold on to their feet. And Young loses that ball forward just as she tries to come off the back of the maul. Scrum down to Dartmouth. 6 minutes left in the first half. Crouchbine set the call. Navy trying to push forward. Dartmouth not budging. That ball comes wide. Two players going for the ball. That ends up being a knock-on. Decently high kick. Weingard coming up. Tries to grab that ball. Dartmouth's Winger comes up, jumps up for the ball, just not able. But that's why you need to pressure those kicks. That's why you need to get up in the air for both sides. Fantastic seeing alumni and alumni parents in the crowd coming back into town, supporting the team. Amazing seeing all the support for Navy and for women's rugby in general. Alvarez comes off, and she loses the ball, and that's a knock-on. Unfortunate mistake there. Alvarez trying to come off the back of the scrum and just loses the handle on the ball. And that'll be a scrum to Dartmouth. Dartmouth's scrum clearly has the advantage. They're getting a nice solid shove on every scrum where they're on defense. Offensively, just an incredibly stable scrum for Dartmouth, and just giving the big green Captain Walker the opportunity to pick and go off the back. Pick and go coming off. Another knock forward. Good job there. Ref has the arm out for an advantage. We'll see what the advantage is. Offside's the call, so it'll be a penalty advantage. First I thought it might be a knock-on advantage there, but penalty advantage for offside the call. Another one that just does not make it to touch. That ball goes backwards. And that just bounces perfectly for Dartmouth. That ball comes out. Maybe a little bit over-aggressive on the chase. Dartmouth doing a good job getting that ball. Hands in the ruck, the call. Navy penalized. 2 minutes left in the first half. That ball squirting all over the place. Shigo gets through. She's got some green space. She does not have the speed. She's getting the chase down, but she's able to bump off one. Young whips it up in the air. Navy with it back there. They're able to hold on to support. They get that ball out wide. Spencer. Navy with a big turn of field there. Lights. McKnight just loses it forward. They go weak side. It goes well wide, and that's lost forward by Dartmouth. Ref coming back for the knock-on advantage. It'll be a scrum down to Dartmouth. After the opening 15, 20 minutes where Dartmouth was clearly the side with the advantage, Navy able to claw at least a little of the way back into the match. Still a two-score game for Navy. Settled in. Navy just really got to focus. Avoid some of those momentary lapses and just losing a little bit of their attention. Crouch bind set the call. And big Navy scrum coming from the crowd. Ref doesn't like what she sees. Blows the whistle to reset. We're in the red for the first half. See what Dartmouth can do with this last play. Ball comes weak side. Finnerty tries to get out wide. Navy defense back on their feet. They come firing off. Comes back to the inside. Good job by Finnerty there, chasing that down and sniffing that out. Good job by Cole. That gets fired backwards. That's forward. That should be a penalty for catching the ball inside. No, just call the forward pass. And that's the end of the half. Dartmouth in the lead. 19, Navy 7. I wouldn't categorize it as Navy being pleased necessarily, but they're chomping at the bit. They want to get back into this match. Second, a tale of two periods for that first half. First 20 minutes, play almost entirely in Navy's half of the field. Dartmouth racking up 19 points on the board. 20th minute through the 40th minute, Navy doing a good job of getting the field position and a little bit of the possession, but just not able to quite translate that into points. They get one try on the board. Just working on keeping that work rate high, use their conditioning to their advantage. We're coming into halftime, both squads staying on the field. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the start of the second half here in Annapolis. Welcome back to Annapolis for the beginning of the second half here in the Dartmouth versus Navy matchup, NYRA matchup. First time meeting for both these squads. Dartmouth leads the match 19-7. Getting ready to kick things off here in the second half. I'm Devin Smiley, voice of Navy Rugby. Calling a doubleheader for you here. Women finishing up their match. We'll have the men starting at 1 p.m., 1300. Going against Queen's University of Charlotte. Mia Young kicks it, goes deep down to the 22, finds the ground, pops up, bounces behind Dartmouth scrum half. That goes deep, boom, and kick back. Kind of pops up for Megan. And Navy penalized for the obstruction there. Mia Young just trying to get out of the way. She's really got to be careful there. Navy with the unfortunate mistake. Just completely flipping the field. Dartmouth doing a great job on that kick, getting it deep. Megan Lights caught a little bit shallow on that kick. Not quite the start that Navy's looking for. They're immediately penalized. Dartmouth kicks for touch. Solid kick. Dartmouth will have the first attacking platform of the half. Big Navy defensive line out. Less than 15 seconds into the second half. Big question, will Navy contest the line out, or will they focus on defending the maul? Both teams waiting for the ball to come back into play. That ball goes straight to Megan. Megan goes through one. She's immediately tackled. Gets it over to Lights. That's tipped. Everyone's onside. That goes straight into Dartmouth's hands. A little bit of a chicken wing attempt. Goes backwards. Erica Spencer. She's caught from behind. Comes straight back. Boot comes up a little bit shallow. She tries to chase it. A little bit of an over chase there. Good job by Finnerty. That ball gets dropped. And it'll be a knock on to Navy. Navy with a little bit of defensive relief there. Scrum down to Navy. Navy has a player down on the opposite side of the field. Try scorer Erica Spencer just taking a knee. Hopefully she's okay. Spencer looking to shake off. Looks like it might be a dead leg. We'll see. She's trying to move it around, see how it goes. Jogs it over. Keep an eye on her, see how that progresses. Both the Spencers, workhorses in the scrum. Hate to see either of them coming off the field. Young with the put in. Maybe a little bit of pushback. That ball goes backwards. That boot goes up, hits the ground. Olmsted with a tackle. And immediately penalized. Good job by Olmsted. The rest of the kick chase just not quite there. But great kick and kick chase from Olmsted there. At least the kick chase from Olmsted. Great kick by Shagog under pressure. Dartmouth with touch finder just outside the 22. Both sides forced into at least one early sub. Dartmouth's fullback, Heinrich, comes out. Navy making a sub at 8. Megan Alvarez in for Biggie Ka. That comes off the top. That goes out the back. There's space out wide. A little bit of a forward pass there. Looked like it at least. And that gets dropped off into touch. Either a knock on or a line out. Navy with a line out. Have to stay focused here. Big defensive effort required here to exit. Good job by Cole. Comes out. Spencer, she's got some space. She breaks through one, drags another. It's all the way up. Great tip pass. Navy support is there. Axe kick over the top that dribbles right past the Dartmouth defender. Navy got to pay attention. They're going to play fast. Dartmouth finds a space that goes wide. That's knocked on. Navy really lucky there. That's 2 times now that Navy's not caught on to the quick line out. They really got to pay attention. Dartmouth looking to play and looking to push the tempo. Navy defense really needs to keep their head on a swivel. Young again with the put in. Crouch, bind, set. Dartmouth with a push. That comes off. That goes weak side. Just not able to pull her out of bounds. That ball comes out. A little bit of a... That ball gets hounded off. Good job by Alvarez, just making a nuisance of herself. Knock on the call. Another broken play. Good defensive, awesome defensive pressure by Navy there. That's exactly what they need to put pressure on Dartmouth. Navy's defense covering some of those tip passes. Good job by Dartmouth keeping that ball alive in contact, but just not able to string those passes together. We're 8 minutes into the second half. Dartmouth still with a lead, 19-7. Dartmouth's defense, 1 deep, 1 on the edge, playing kind of a soft edge. Over here on the near side, 3 up on the line. Navy with a standard backline offense. Navy getting marched backwards on that one. Navy really needs to settle down that scrum. First half, it was just a little bit of a push. Now the scrum really getting pushed back. Really tough job in the front row. You got to focus on that strike and then getting your body height back down low. Navy just getting a little bit high in that scrum and getting pushed backwards. Referee sets it. It'll still be a scrum to Navy. Dartmouth's defense with one solidly in the backfield, one soft on the near side here, playing just about 10, 15 meters off the line. That ball squirts out. Young able to whip it out. Good job by Dartmouth, able to get that. Navy's defense covers. Lost their feet a little bit on that one. Comes out. And there's a big line break. Young really tries to tackle her, but not able to do the shoestring catch. Shoestring tackle. And just that line break is all that Dartmouth needed to break through the line. Dartmouth is the first one to score in the second half. Navy looking to make some changes in the scrum. Number 25, Emma Magnus, coming onto the pitch. Erica Spencer coming off. Anissa Morgan also coming on, number 16. Conversion by Dartmouth is good. Dartmouth 26, Navy 7. Giada McNamara, the loose head off the pitch. Young with the kickoff. She goes deep and hangs it right on the 22. Dartmouth goes to kick it back. Young taps it backwards. Rohrback gets it out wide. Navy with support there. Whips it back to Lights. Alvarez. Ella Callahan with the carry, not Alvarez. There's Alvarez. Shagog. Alvarez looks for the quick pick. Dartmouth with a smart play, able to poach that ball. Navy up on defense. Scrum half whips it off. A little bit of a bobble. Ref calls the knock on. Scrum down to Navy right on the 10. Navy making some more subs. Navy with two freshmen, two plebes coming onto the pitch. Cece Izquierdo and Allie Gabbard. Gabbard in at scrum half. Izquierdo in at the wing. Navy seeing what they can do on the scrum. Referee sets. Gets marched back. Gabbard with a high one. Izquierdo somehow ends up with that ball. She looks to march down the field. Rose with the ball. Brink. Olmsted. And that gets knocked around. Navy just needs to settle down a little bit there. Forward past the call. Navy just a little bit over eager. They're seeing that space out wide. They're trying to get that ball out there, but just not able to. That scrum immediately collapses. Ref resets, talking to the front rows. Scrum is reset. The ball rolls in. That comes off. Caitlin Walker does a good job coming off the side. Good tackle by Navy, but Navy's on the back foot. They've got to get reset and get their defensive line set up. Might be a maul. Not sure if that maul was called. Navy fires off. They're able to get that ball out. High tackle the call. Navy penalized. Dartmouth touches it down. Try Dartmouth. Navy with their subs trying to jump right in and adjust to the speed of play. Dartmouth able to take advantage. Push that ball through, just some pick and goes. And then just using the size up front to push through on that penalty. That kick is no good though. 23 minutes left in the match. Dartmouth 31, Navy 7. Navy with a kickoff that gets spun out wide. Dartmouth with it going right to hands. Alvarez jumping in. Strong tackle. That ball comes out. Good tackle there. Looks like that was Finnerty. Just a little bit of the gap there. Navy does a good job of just getting in those passing channels. Dartmouth sends it one out wide. Rohrback tries to get it straight through. Tackled. Payne with a carry. Lujan. Rhodey. Rose with a good catch. She's finally tackled. Out wide. Soberano. She gets through to Alvarez. She's got support. She looks for the offload, just not able to get it there. Maybe looking to consolidate, maybe run a few forward pods coming in. Drives forward. Comes out wide. Rank, Rhodey. And that's a little bit of a knock on. That's trying to get that ball out wide. Does Navy. Dartmouth's line speed just gets way up quickly and is able to put pressure on Navy's receiver there. Another scrum to Navy. See if Navy can settle down here in the scrum and give them a little pushback. You can see right on the shove, Navy getting pushed back. Alvarez comes off. She goes through one. She tries to get through a second. She tries to do the pick and go move again. Brings it short to Magnus. Magnus with a double tackle. Cole steps inside one. Tries to bully through another. Finally taken to ground. Gabbard with the distribution. Out to the left. Brink got through, but she's tackled. Gabbard tries to get through another one. She's finally brought down. Lujan with a carry. She's driven a little bit backwards. Comes out to Cole. Another pick and go. Maybe really looking to drive. Dartmouth not rolling away. Love to see Navy with a tap and go. Want to see them. Kira Cole with the drive. She's finally tackled. Just not able to touch that ball down. Megan Finnerty just a little too high taking that in. Be another goal line drop. That's 3 goal line drops now for Navy. Good job getting into the try zone, but just not able to convert those carries into points. Navy with a player down. We're at the 60th minute mark. We'll have another hydration break. Fantastic day here in Annapolis. Weather's still holding up. Wind feels like it's shifted a little bit now, coming from across my back, across the field. So less of the wind in Navy's face, more just coming across the field. Getting all set up for the men's game. We're going to have the Navy parachute team, the Sky Goats, coming in. Jumping in between the women's match and the men's match. Love the support we get from the Naval Academy parachute team. Nice and warm over here at Annapolis. Sun peeking out. Breeze cools it off a little bit, but still pretty humid day. Dartmouth coming down from New Hampshire. Long road trip for them. We appreciate them coming all the way down here for the first match between these two teams. At least the first match in recent memory. Navy women in action next week as well on the road. They'll be playing against the Lindenwood Lions out in St. Louis. Lindenwood, another tough team, their first year in NYRA. Traditionally a powerhouse team. A lot of these teams stepping into NYRA really raising the standard of play, the level of play. Love to see more teams jumping up, putting their hand up and joining NCAA women's rugby, emerging sport here in the United States. Love to see some more teams coming out here, joining NYRA. And that goes out again, bounces in the field of play first. That'll be a Navy's line out. Navy with the maul. They start pushing off the weak side for Magnus. Alvarez. She gets hit on the inside. She's still able to keep her feet. Great job by Alvarez there. Gabbard pulls it out, wings it wide. Short line by Olmsted. She runs right into two defenders. Gabbard caught in again. Gabbard like a little dragonfly out there flying around just like Young. Two very similar players, both high tempo, high energy players. That pass just a little bit behind. Knock on by Navy. A little bit of a let off there. Big boot by the Dartmouth defender. That ball goes backwards by Dartmouth. Navy tries the kick chase. There's space out wide. Dartmouth ends up going out there. Dartmouth able to break through. Dartmouth try in the 64th minute. You can see how quickly field position changes in this game. Navy with the turnover. Dartmouth immediately turns around, boots that ball downfield, hits the ground. Navy gets back to try to recover it. Dartmouth does a good job on the kick chase. And immediately able to get that ball through hands, get it outside with some space on that weak side channel. Dartmouth's outside center able to run it in. That conversion is good. Dartmouth 38, Navy 7. No quit from the Navy women. They jump right back on the line, ready to go. Some important experience for the Navy bench, including those two freshmen. Dartmouth returns the kick. Pooch kick it over. Kendall, that's tapped forwards, backwards. Great job by Kendall. And that's called a forward pass. Great job by Navy putting pressure on Dartmouth. Kendall Weingard with that kick chase, putting the pressure, making the Dartmouth player pitch that ball forward. Navy with a little bit of the scrum troubles the entire afternoon. Let's see what they can do here. Referee resets it. Dartmouth also making some subs. Getting their bench players, their finishers into action. Navy with the bench completely emptied, all the scrubs in. All the players, Navy push back again. Gabbard gets it. A little bit, not quite to hands. Rohrbach. They go weak side. Brink. Izquierdo. Comes out to the right. Rohrbach. And that's intercepted. On the run, that ball is intercepted. Try Dartmouth. Just a little bit too predictable from the Navy team there on offense. Dartmouth's inside center taking over the kicking duties. She steps up. Conversion is up and good. It's number 12, Ariel Fatso. In the 68th minute, Dartmouth 45, Navy 7. Hannah Brink all set to restart Navy. She kicks that deep, comes off the ground. Just a little bit of a bobble. Good job by Izquierdo, though, on the tackle. Wide ball. That ball comes backwards. Morgan with the shirt tackle there. Navy tries the counter ruck. They pull out of that counter ruck. That ball goes forward. Payne. That comes wide. Hannah looks for the gap. It's halfway there. Olmsted going through one, going through two. She's finally brought down. Payne on the counter ruck. Arm off for an advantage. Cole. Rody. Ref comes back for the high tackle advantage. Dartmouth with a high tackle. Olmsted with the ball in her hands. Cole. Ball comes out. Goes backwards. Lujan. Navy able to hold on to possession. Brink steps inside. Bounces to the outside. She's brought back. Gabbard again, the first one. The scrum half is in. Alvarez. Gabbard again, trying to dance in. She's not held. Gets up again. Good job by Gabbard there. Who's the scrum half that's in? Alvarez. Bumping through 1 and 2. Does she get it down? Looks like it's still short. And that ball is lost and touchdown. It'll be a goal line drop. Less than 10 minutes left in the match. That drop kick goes back to the 22. Weingard. She puts that ball in her hand. She just puts her head down and starts driving through. Gabbard comes back. Lujan. That forward pass goes a little bit to Ari. Dartmouth ball. Navy with a young squad looking to gain some valuable experience heading into this season. Walker with the pick. Able to offload it. I think that ball hit the ground a little bit. They're dancing back inside. They spin it out wide. A little bit forward pass there. Ref right on the spot with that forward pass. We turn over to Navy, but again, Dartmouth with the numbers out wide. Navy does a good job with their cover defense, able to get out there and sniff it out a little bit. Navy game in this match. Doing well. Alvarez, the player, down on the other side of the field. Ref calls it. A little bit of a break in play here. Both sides using the opportunity to grab some water. Navy's Megan Alvarez being attended to. She's on her feet, always good to see. Ka back onto the field. Injury sub there for the midshipmen. Typically don't see the subs come back onto the field, but there are a few exceptions, injury being one of them. Ka and Alvarez switched out. Tactical sub earlier in the game. Now Alvarez comes out for an injury, so Ka comes back in. The ball comes back. It's out. Rhodey steps back inside. The ball squirts out. not releasing the call. Penalty to Navy. Just over 6.5 minutes left in the match. Good boot by Hannah Brink there, getting that ball into touch. Phoebe Soberano in at hooker, taking over the throwing duties. That ball comes off Navy's hands forward. Ref blows it up, decides to call the knock-on. It'll be a scrum down to Dartmouth. Love seeing the superintendent come out to the pitches out here in the first half. Lieutenant General Michael Meatborg Schulte, fellow Cobra pilot, naval aviator, and Navy grad football player himself. Spent some time in the squadron with the superintendent a number of years ago. Good to see him supporting Navy women. Gabbard's on her horse to try to chase her down. It goes out wide. Good job by Alexis getting back and interfering with that. And Dartmouth with their hands in the ruck, rightfully penalized. Penalty to Navy. Hannah kicks that ball into touch. Navy line out, just over 4.5 minutes left in the match. Dartmouth reaches across. They knock the ball on, just a knock-on advantage. Ball comes out to Navy. Ka steps inside. It's finally brought down. Ball comes out. Gabbard. Just a little low flat ball. Ref comes back for the knock-on advantage. Scrum to Navy. Navy crowd looking to get back involved in the game. Gabbard at scrum, half with a put in. Crouch, bind, set, the call. Collapses after the whistle is blown. Something going on there before the ball's even put in. Gabbard not happy with the stability. Chooses not to put it in yet. Put in for Navy. Free kick awarded. Gabbard taps and goes. Dartmouth able to turn that ball over. That ball comes out. Space out wide and in the middle. Good tip pass there. More space wide. Good tackle by Hannah Brink there. Navy's got to get organized on defense, though. That ball kicks wide. Izquierdo's there. Good job getting her into touch. The ball line out to Navy. Good cover defense. Just under a minute and a half left in the match. Not straight on that throw. And contested by Dartmouth. Dartmouth chooses a scrum. Last minute of the match. Match well out of hand for Navy. They're looking to finish the game strong. Let's see what Navy can do in this last minute. Ball's put in by Dartmouth. Spun out wide. Over the top. More space out there. Dartmouth with speed. They toss it back inside. And they get that back in. Try Dartmouth. Space and speed on the edge burns Navy's defense. Unfortunately, they're just not able to get wide. Good coverage by the fullback getting out there. The Dartmouth players just flooding inside for the offloads. That should be the game right there. 0's on the clock. We'll see what the ref says here. Dartmouth inside center with a drop kick. Final score, Dartmouth 52, Navy 7. That is the match. Navy with their first loss of the season. Rough going for the Navy women in this match. Showed some bright spots and some glimmers. Just a few mistakes. Full credit to Dartmouth as well. They came in as the favorites and showed why they were favorites. Pushed the tempo, able to take advantage of mistakes. Lots of speed and skill across the field for Dartmouth. And you can see why they're the NYRA runners-up. Fans appreciative of both teams, clapping off both squads. Again, Navy women back in action next week versus Lindenwood. They'll be on the road against tough Lindenwood Lions, another one of the top teams in NYRA. A little bit of a murderer's row of games here right off the bat for Navy between Dartmouth and Lindenwood. Women will be back in action in 2 weeks on September 20th versus Long Island University, LIU. Another fantastic match. That'll be a home match. Looking forward to having everyone back here to pack the Prusmac. Men will be back in action here in about 18 minutes, going against Queen's University of Charlotte. We'll have the Navy parachute team jumping in. Fantastic event and festival. Navy women coming over to the near side, clapping up their fans, thanking the fans for support. Navy disappointed with the result, happy with their effort. Good effort, showed some fight. Bright spot for Navy being that second quarter of the first half between the 20th and the 40th minute. They do a good job of applying pressure, but just not able to translate that pressure into points on the board. They go back to work this week. Relatively short week before they jump on a plane and head out to St. Louis. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the start of the men's game, the men's match. And the Navy parachute team, the Sky Goats. We're excited for this doubleheader, and we hope you come back in a few minutes to join us. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back on.